rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. It's your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, here at the throne. I know a lot of y'all probably out celebrating Kamala and Joe Biden, celebrating their victory over you once again. So, why is it that we can forgive people who are known to oppress and who have put their hands in the destruction of our people? How do we forgive them and yet we don't even support each other? Right now, last month we were just talking about Breonna Taylor. No justice, nothing done. We were just talking about Breonna Taylor, but yet we always get sucked in to their game. We're sucked in the system. We're sucked in the system that is okay with erasing original melanated people with people who don't even identify with you. They don't identify with you. That's why your cries go nowhere. That's why we are always cheering for those who are not us, because we're just glad that some brownness is up in somewhere. We're just happy that it's somebody brown, and that was an old thing. It's like we have to advance. Our oppression has advanced. There's different levels of struggling when it comes down to the melanated race. And when you get with Kamala, yes, she is melanated, but she's not identified as a black woman until she wants to benefit from being a black woman. I'm deeply saddened that our black queens like Breonna Taylor and can't get recognition. People like Stacey Abrams, she's okay running. Good evening. I'm late, y'all. Good evening, grand rising, beautiful melanated original people. You know, look at Kamala Harris and her family. She's South Asian. She grew up in predominantly white area. That's why some black people that sit in the office, the black people who were raised to accept white supremacy, so that we that really suffer from it can accept it. Hey, beautiful people. Hi, Monique. Good evening, Black Love. Good evening, y'all. Come on here to the throne. We're talking about how I'm just disappointed in a lot of our real black women cheering on this mess with Kamala Harris and stuff, because it's so long before we couldn't even get women, we couldn't even be recognized as women. Then as they recognized as women, it had to be the light-skinned women. And it's like we still play this American division game. This woman is not from the streets of America. She's not foundational black. She's not us. She went to our schools and she benefited off of the schools for being a minority. A minority means that when they come in here, hello, when they come over in here, they're a minority because they're from the other country and they're immigrants. But they're melanated because the whole world is melanated except for white people. That's the difference with everybody, you know? And so we play this game where they erased us because they couldn't stand to see black people. Why? Because they didn't want the people that's the truth builders, to ever benefit off of our own people. They don't want nobody like Stacey Abrams. I would have accepted it if it was Stacey Abrams. If it's somebody that from America who suffered like America, not somebody who had their hands in something me and you had to march for. Our people are confused. They will see the era of black love of their way soon. I'll be happy when our blacks wake up. That's right. It's like y'all still marching for rights. You see what I'm saying? When our black people got in office, we used to want our black people in office. If she wanted to identify as black when she got in, hi, Brandon Cruising, Grand Rising. If she got in office, she should have a history of help. I was late. I was supposed to have been later than this, but I got in. I'm still trying to finish dinner. Look, if she got if she suffered like us, or see, the thing is, we looking at faces, we looking at complexion. Just like white supremacy has taught us to look at the things. Peace, bronze flower. Hey, Mimi. White supremacy has taught us to look at stuff for the surface and not what it is. And that's why we have a confused race right now. One minute you're marching for people that look like Breonna Taylor, people like Stacey Abrams, real foundational, real black people who can speak on our issues and get in there and change things to make things better. We never get in office. They want the people that look like us, that don't suffer like us, and those that even suffered like us, that resent it so much that they'll get in there and punish us. So, you know, she was a punisher. She was on their side. And these same black women, I bet you the women that's sitting in prison, the people whose family was devastated by being locked up because Kamala Harris was hard on the black community. What about the black men that was facing death row? So we just forgive. And I can understand forgive. That's why they put that religion in you. So you can always forgive them, but not forgive yourselves. We won't quickly forgive ourselves. That's why it ain't too many black people that get support that tell the truth. Because we're programmed to believe a lie and always say, oh, that's here they go, when it's in our face every day that we're dying. You know, the same black women that's cheering, you're not even welcome. You got to straighten your hair. Even though we wear our hair straight and we wear weave, we always used to do that before white supremacy. But the difference is, with white supremacy, we were forced because they didn't want to accept us. No jobs, no nothing, because they didn't want to see the nappiness, as they called, of our hair, the coils of our hair. So there's a difference. So her hair is straight for real because she's partially Asian, as they say. She's Asian melanated. There's different struggles of black melanated people, and then they want the greetings, Bugani. They want the melanated people who don't suffer like us, but go through that. It's just like this. Any melanated person could be a victim of white supremacy. But there's melanated people like me and you who are victims every day. We are the heart of the white supremacists. Targets. When they talk about the welfare queens and stuff, that's the people me and you know. You see what I'm saying? And those are the people that this American society depends on to stay that way. And they want to be able to act like they sit in their office always fighting for something. These people been fighting for food and water in Africa, and they got food and water right there. You shipping it out to the European countries. People like Kamala Harris and them, she was a minority. She came over here. She lived off the grants. The grants that these companies give away to give to minorities, that's because me and your ancestors were slaves, prisoners of war, who had never got recognition. She didn't care because she didn't understand. She stayed in predominantly white. She married white. Her kids are white. Her kids will never understand you unless they just go through something and lose everything. But that's what I'm saying. It's different levels of this, and they don't want you to admit that. They want you to think it all look the same. If it all look good, then it must be good. That's why a lot of our black men end up with these women who are not of our color, and they paint us as the problem. And then they use people like Kamala to erase us, and then they use the people like us to cheer it on. Joe Biden, he wrote the crime bills. He did serious, we talking for real. How can you march one day for Breonna Taylor and say his name George Floyd and Tamar Rice? These people who doing campaigns for presidential elections, they not once said they gonna fix anything that's gonna help us. No thanks, I don't need them to ignore me. I'll separate and have them leave me alone for good. Exactly. But I got our black people, I'm just shocked at how long we gonna be played like that. It's like the same people who are cheering is the same people like y'all are just taught to cheer without knowing history. Y'all not taught to research nothing. Y'all not taught to hold nobody accountable for what they have done to us and our race and what they continue to do to us. Y'all are taught to cheer on those who leave you behind and ignore you. It's a slap in the face to see. Not even just that. It's just it's so funny that they call her black when everybody know the only closest thing that a white man want in office is a light-skinned black woman. But she's not the struggling black woman. Johnny gonna take those sheep down with him. Those who ain't gonna make it. No, they'll make more bills for us. See, they never, even though they did all that stuff and they ran for president. She ran for president and she's vice president. They never said, I'm sorry and we're going to fix this. Let me let these people out. Y'all talk about Trump. Trump is racist. But America is racist. He's just a pawn of racism. But look who he freeing. Lil Wayne. Look who he partnered. He taking it all. See, he was all about business. These people are about keeping America running the way that they have ran it for umpteen years, and that is off the backs of people, and they call it capitalism. That's off the backs of real black people. Y'all cheering a woman who have put destruction in the black neighborhood. The reason why you marching, the reason why you got the Black Panther, the reason why we say F the police and all that. She was part of the police. When the police get through with you in the street, she helped keep black men on death rows. She didn't even make up for what she did. And y'all are cheering because she looks like she's black. She don't talk. She don't sleep. She don't eat. She don't understand. She had her hands in it. That's just like we go out here and get people who, anybody black, they done shot a person. You know what I'm saying? These people who have to admit that the system is complacent in destruction of melanated real black people. The foundational ones. The ones who ideas and inventions have been stolen. So those in generations are growing up poor. And the people like Kamala and the people who give people like Kamala grants and stuff to come to our schools, because she's from South Asia. Her daddy is Jamaican, but look, they took out real black people where you came from, and well, they put you where you came from, but then they want you to believe that you're looking at black and white when it's melanation. And our melanated people don't struggle the same. They family came over here for a better life. Why they not marching? Why didn't they family die in the street? Why they ain't got Martin Luther Kings and Malcolm X's all in these other countries that come over here and get the benefits off the blood that people that me and your family ancestors, the real black people, the ones that I said we naming the nation. We're not going to be the ghetto no more. I'm making some shrimp and rice, and I probably said it wrong. Shrimp and rice. I'm a seafood person. But, you know, it makes no sense to cheer. And then the same week you still marching and these people still have not corrected Breonna Taylor's death. Trump was the only one that sat down. I'm not cheering because he gone. But y'all are so taught to believe the devil looks somewhere else when the devil's sitting right next to you. You can look at statistics and say, these people actually have done something to you. But we forgive and we be like, oh, that was this is part of the law, they were doing their job. And then we'll sit back and talk bad about our brothers and sisters that's shooting and killing each other in the street. And we'll tell them that they're held responsible, but we won't admit that the government had their hands into changing our music. The Jewish people, they say, own the music. They pay for the music. They sign they own the record labels that push out the music that tell our people that we bitches, hoes, thugs, Negroes, niggas, and kill each other, sip on syrup, sip on lean, this and that. You know, we ain't looking at ourselves for what it is. Look at Lil Wayne. Even though he getting pardoned, but look at the drugs. Look at our communities. We not looking at why we killing. But we won't hold the people who put us in the situation responsible. It's like we think because we wake up and we born there that that's how it's supposed to be. We think because that's how religion is. If you born on one side of the world, you're going to wake up and you're going to be born into one type of religion. If you're born in another side of the world, you're going to wake up and you're going to be born in that religion. And you're taught to fight over that. And we're taught to ignore humanity. That's what Malcolm X and everything is. The problem with everything that's going on, there's a humanity problem. We can't even get representation. We keep saying the first black this and that when it's thousands of us and we won, and everybody know we could go to American history books no matter what they say. Even if they was the slave masters, the slaves built this. They made the patent office, inventions that their slaves own. They keep records. They got books. We know this is how they have been. We got books. We don't look at history for what it is. They won't put our history in chronological order so that you can see where if everything that they did, you got to add our history from the beginning to where we were beautifully inventing and making all this stuff that they got in their museums. And somehow we're being blamed for what they did to us. It's in history that they took our land after slavery. It's in history that after slavery, after we were freed, they lied. It's in history that after slavery, they did not give us anything to start off with, and they took back the lands. It's in history that their banks have been discriminating against us. It's in history that their white people, the vigilantes, the ones you seen climb the wall, the ones that live among us, took land by force, killed black people, lynched black people. They used to come in the courthouses and stuff and lynch. We the only race that this stuff has been done to. It's in history. It's in their books. It's there. And somehow we keep blaming ourselves. There's nowhere in history where they rectified and made a whole race that they lived off of whole again. But it's in history where they did it for themselves. The same money that is giving everybody else reparations. It's in history. It's in history that they gave themselves loans. They crashed the market. Nobody went to jail. I'm eating sushi. It's in history. But nobody gets blamed. But black people get blamed for the reaction of slavery. We get blamed of how we ended up, but we won't put the picture together. Just in the 1970s, we were two-parent households. Just in the 1970s, our music was different. Our TV shows was different. Who owns the music? Who owns the TV shows? We didn't put, it's in history, it's in our government that our government put crack and drugs and guns in our communities and robbed our community. It's why are we believing that now that we got this light-skinned woman who don't represent us is going to change something for us? When Breonna Taylor is still dead, Sandra Bland is still dead, we know that it's something suspicious. My family stayed in 1600 and before that. That's what I'm saying. Why do we get to keep cheering people and we ain't never had a chance to cheer for ourselves? When we was cheering for ourselves is in history. They destroyed Black Wall Street. Not just Black Wall Street, but we had black beaches. It's in history. So we know that it's in history that Kamala Harris destroyed black families. She said that she wanted policies because she wanted to make all the black kids go to school. I mean, she wanted to stop, school truancy. So she wrote policies that punished and fined black parents who already was struggling in the same system. They got the police on the streets that we're still saying that we need justice from. This is the same people. I don't get it. How we cheering her and she didn't fix it? Huh? She never fixed it. There's kids that's still affected to this day from her, what she did. What about the people that was on death row? How come we get to forgive them, but we don't get to forgive ourselves? When are they going to give us land so that we can get healed? When are we going to have representation? She said it out her own mouth, she's not going to do nothing. So what are you cheering for? Because because half of us don't want to admit that we don't understand the government and we don't understand government. We march, we vote, but we really don't understand what we're doing. We don't understand the root of things. We don't want to admit that. Because we are embarrassed to look dumb. We are embarrassed to look poor when we are the poorest race. It's in their statistics. But we embarrassed. And to make it worse, they made sure that we got the platforms to pick and put each other down, but we cannot say nothing about our oppressor. They write every rule and they covered every corner to get us to keep playing this monopoly game. What you see right now with Kamala Harris is a monopoly game. Like now my internet is acting up. Hold on. It's freezing up. They play a game with us, and we keep playing this game. The oppressor projects onto us the terrible things they do, and then punish us for their crimes. That's right. That we're being punished. Kamala punished us. Joe Biden, he punished our children before our children were born. We are the children. Our children are the children who they said were the new. We're going to be predators. We had Ice Cube attempt to ask for tangibles and our own attack. That's right. Y'all remember there was an experiment about the monkeys. Every time they put the monkeys in the they said leave that crack alone. That's right. But either which way, there was an experiment. And they put the monkeys down, and they put monkeys in this cage, and every time the monkey would go up the ladder to get out, they would either throw water, beat the monkey, do whatever. Okay, so when the next monkeys come in, when they go up, they would choke the monkey, throw water, do whatever. Okay, so what they did was the monkeys that was in the cage already, they knew that what was up there was some pain and suffering. So what they did was introduce new monkeys into the cage. And when they put those monkeys into the cage, the new monkeys went to try to get out, and it was like freedom up there. And the monkey, when they went to go up, the other monkeys beat the monkeys to stop them from going up there because it was hard for them. They didn't decide to go all up there together. It's the trickery of the mind. Every time we are thinking that we're going to advance, they have religion to attack us. The religion plays on your mind. Your greatest weapon is your mind, and that's what they do. That's why the music changed. When the music changed, your vibe changed. The way you think changed. The way you talk to each other changed. The things you honor changed. They changed your religion from culture to religion. When that changed, your honors changed. Your ethics changed. They gave you something else to blame your true problem, your true actions on. They gave you something else to blame but yourself. I thought about it today when I look out. I'm like, white people are taught. White kids are taught. Because I seen this little white girl with her little dress on screaming and stuff. She's taught that she can have her way. And that life is perfect. That's why therefore, when they say the forefathers, those was not our forefathers. Those were slave masters. Those were our keepers. Those were our kidnappers. Those were not our forefathers. But we don't want to talk that truth because half of us want to be part of America when America have showed us over and over again they cut us out. And that's why Kamala Harris is there. That's why you talking about you cheering Kamala Harris and we still ain't got Harriet Tubman on that $20 bill yet. So stop playing this game. America plays the game. Oh, we're not racist and hide the hand and act like they don't know what's going on. Why black people are still failing. Why in their statistics it say that we have the same amount of wealth we had since slavery. When we were building wealth, they came over there. It's in history. Thank you. If you're from Africa, Grand Rising. If it's in history that they burned down our towns. Why? It's not because you were black. It was because black people were prospering as a community. That's why they burned down. Why did they stop they didn't stop just one black person from reading. They stopped the whole race. Why? so that they can have all these years to change and switch and twist stuff so that you wouldn't have a reason to go back to where you came from. So you won't have a reason to take care and protect Mother Africa that they named Africa. Because that's where your heart at. That's where all the golden. They don't want all the black people to come together and protect it and then leave out all the European and they'll go back to where they came from when they had the Great Depression. That's why they do it. Why do they got you running around now buying your slave master name when you used to have it? You had to know the stories. We need to have them slave narratives so you can be not just mad to be attacking them. They want to always paint the picture. We want to attack them. No, we want to separate. We don't need to praise you. We don't need to work all the days of our lives and teach our children to work all the days of our lives just to take our money and give it back to the slave masters. That's what you doing, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci. All of those are names of white people, last name, and and they told you their names is worth more than you, and you believed it. But yet you know your name was worth more because they made sure you couldn't remember what tribe you're from. Then they come around with this DNA stuff. It's funny, it's a meme going out, but it's true. Your ancestors robbed and stole and kidnapped my ancestors, and now you're making me pay to find out where I'm from when that should be a given to any black person in America. If my birth certificate shows I was born on this land, then I shouldn't have no questions. There's lots of ways they can get reparation. They don't want you to be whole. They don't want us to be whole people. They don't really want us no peace. They don't want us to know peace. They don't want us. We're forever arguing in different groups. And they love it. Because we always looking for the answer because we're trying to find what they trying to find. They're trying to find out why they here and why we are greater than them as built as people. Why are we built for this earth and they're not? Their quest is not our quest. Our people were already had libraries and figured that out, but they destroyed the truth because they didn't like it. To keep us conquered and divided, our music changed. Everything about us changed. The TV shows. Look at it. How come we see it all the time? It's like we laugh at it like it's a joke now. When white people do one thing, they get away with it. And when white and black people do it, they punish us. We see it all the time. Kamala Harris is not from where we from. That's why they want to name us. That's why I said our nation is Albuquerque, because they call where we from the ghetto. They call where we from the projects. It was a project, a science project that real white people got together, and they first did it in the project of rats. They put rats together and they took away the food and stuff. And they seen the male rat turn on the family and eat the children. Then they destroyed each other. They seen where the frogs, they gave the frogs these hormones and the frogs started turning and they didn't want the female frogs. The male frogs wanted male frogs. This is just true. It's not to knock nobody, but everybody is a part of this system. It's the mind. They got our mind in 100 places because the pineal gland is what you are made of. It's what your impulses come in. It's what we have and they don't. When they found out in World War II or something, when they started doing autopsies on the soldiers, they thought the pineal gland was calcified, gone. But then when they found out that it was the black soldiers, the pineal gland was alive and was and moist, and theirs was calcified. Then they look back at, then they put the story together. They go back to Egypt. We did, it was something our people was leaving so much, but they make sure me and you could not read and make sure we don't have the desire to find out what did our people write on the pyramid walls. They got you playing, they take part of it and play a game of religion with you, and they all made the religions, but y'all be so mad because your religion has been seared in your heart like a slave master symbol, and now nobody can't tell you nothing else because you have been brought to believe that you're going to feel pain and die somewhere if you don't go by the religion. And you can see these religions that these people over there in Africa, those people that's in our people land don't even belong there. We see what science says people who are dark like me or darker are closer to the equator. Those that when we came from the equator, our melanin died out a little bit more because we didn't have we with the sun. We didn't need that many. We didn't need to fight off that many sun rays. We won't look at all the pieces from science to history to now to current events. Read it. Read the books our people left. Put together all our people that fought, no matter if you like them or not. They got you picking your black leaders like it's a game, like it's a piece on a Monopoly board. Okay, you pick Martin Luther King, and you pick the Black Panthers, and you pick this, and now you go pretend, and you never gonna get anywhere because in the middle of the whole board is where you gotta crush it. You're not playing Monopoly, you're playing Trouble. Every time you're playing the Wizard of Oz. They not make every time these people make a movie, they're not making it for play. You see the Matrix that they stole from the black woman. You see they stole our ideas all the time. So you know that this is a coup. You know this is a lie about putting Kamala Harris up there. You know that they putting her up there and they want you to go ahead and accept it. Yay, yay. We're progressing. We don't need to progress. We're born every day. We never woke up with a problem with white people. They woke up with a problem with us, and then they teach their children to wake up with a problem with us. They had a problem with the differences they see. It's on their walls. They got a problem with different animals. They kill them for no food. They kill them and put them on the walls. That's why they go get the black people whose energy is friendly with the animal, and they teach us, they rob us and keep us hungry. So the only thing we're chasing is a dollar when we don't understand. We own everything if we ignore it. But they take us, the guys of the people, and we take us that the animal is going to trust. And then they make us go there for their dollar. They line them up to take death. They creating death all over the world. And they call it hunting and sport. Our people used to hunt for honor. Hunt for food and stuff. There is no honor in the stuff that they're doing. Even that lions and tigers and bears don't eat no more than what they need. But we allow the people with the greed, the people with the most hatred. We allow the devil to come in our house. And we looking for the devil in so many ways, and it's right here. No matter what religion you are, you gotta see it. Pull the wool from your eyes. You can see what they're doing with Kamala. How can the people who enslaved you, who mass incarcerated you, who injusticeably arrested black mamas and families, who called us criminals, who created a bill that mass incarcerated our people so that him and his friends could get free labor, Whole Foods. States get free labor out of the prisoners. And we cheering. Do you not think that you are being programmed at this very moment? You got to wake yourself up. You got to, the thing about change is so hard. Change is hard. Change is hard because it's not, you don't know what goes from here. The reason why people can't successfully separate is because we don't even have a relationship or trust with each other. It's in the mind. Long as you keep hearing the music that say F or B, shoot them, this and that, you're not going to be programmed. Back in the days, our people stuck together and got things done. When they got rid of Martin Luther King and got rid of Malcolm X, it gave them enough time to come in there and infiltrate the people who were scattered amok, who were flim-flam, the people who were bamboozled. Then the rest of those leaders, they put fear. They shot up the Black Panther, the most strongest group at the time. Then they made the NOI retreat into their religion. The NOI, I love them to death, but nobody fighting back. It only suits you if you join that religion, and the woman got to go on submissive, because only thing that the white man gave the black man is the way to be a slave master to his woman, because he knows that the black woman and the black man together will conquer white supremacy. But y'all are so caught up in so many other things. Y'all want preachers that got credentials from the same oppressor you're trying to get away from. You want people to talk the way the oppressors talk to you. You don't like, you so mixed up. You don't know what you're fighting for. Or y'all marching, and whoever cheered for Kamala, you shouldn't march. That's why we never had black people who come in our seats that give us justice. That's why they stopped the real black people and changed and infiltrated the government. Because that's how we got this far when we did have a chance, when we were in the government. Then they infiltrated and they changed it. There was two governments at one point. But you don't know that because they will never put the truth in their history books. We know that Christopher Columbus did not discover America, but yet they still get to do what they want, and they don't have to make up for the lies that they tell. We don't hold them accountable for the stuff that they have done, but we hold each other accountable for everything, every mistake, every flaw. Oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, I don't have this. And the only thing that they gave our black man is the mind that your queen should slave after you, when nature shows that some people are stronger and some people are weaker, no matter if you're male or female. Our ancestors left statues and everything. You can tell it's our ancestors because all the nose is going to be blowed off. Everything that represents strongness of black people, they make sure they get rid of it. The one woman, the one thing, the one person and race on this planet that they keep way down is the black woman. Because the black woman, we gonna tell you, you want this, you better get up and fight back. Excuse me. We gonna tell you to get up and fight back. We gonna tell you, get up. Do something. Our men wasn't out there. Do you want to know why they know this? That's why they put the drugs out here. Our black men that were hustling, they wasn't hustling for nothing. They were hustling to impress the females. You buying all this, even if they had 10 females, they were trying to get females. They want the female to look at them. See, they reverse what the female is supposed to do for the male and what the male is supposed to do for the female. And they got you with the submissive and this and that. And nature teaches you, one of you are going to get older, or one of you are going to maybe break down quicker than the other. Nature don't care what sex or religion you are. But you are tricked to keep playing this game, and you're wasting your life. You're being robbed of your life. And it's sad to say that until our people, they groom their children to accept to accept the authoritative role. They groom their children that they are the first ones. They groom their children that they're supremacy. Even though those that say they're not white supremacists, do you see them fighting to change them damn history books? All your white friends that know this, do you see them fighting to change anything? They can speak up and everything. Are they fighting to change the core? Are they complaining that Kamala Harris doesn't look like you? They do stuff so you can keep being comfortable with white supremacy. And then me and you and our men can be competing against each other. And then they'll tell the black man, they got that program. The program said, see, now when the white woman comes, even though most white women only want you because you got something or to look good, or the leftover white women, back when they black men first were getting white women, it was like a trophy. They wanted what the white man had. Even the black man wanted the white man water. That's why we at now. We stopped building our own and we started building into theirs, and that's what they wanted. And now they were like, oh yeah, the black woman, your black woman ain't nothing. Even though black women make the strong black men that they love. Even though you can't have a black man that these women drool over without a black woman and a black man. So they keep enough of us like cattle to reproduce for their likings. Whether it's for the white women, whether it's for the sports, the football, the basketball, whether it's for to keep them in the science labs where you will never hear about them on top, but they'll work there. You can go to the TV stations, you can go places. We be working there, the foundation of their corporations, but they'll never represent us at the top. That's why it's always the first black this and that, and we should get tired of that. I got tired. I told one of my jobs, you know what? Why the hell am I training people that come in? You gonna give me extra training pay? Oh, Tina is, she's not what argumentative or whatever. Argumentative. This is my talent. You want me to train somebody? I came for this job, but I know people. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all at y'all jobs, even at these restaurants and stuff. Stop giving out your talent. That's how they trick you to get something for free, but they won't even pay you reparations. They won't even give back all the stolen inventions and houses and land and stuff like that the government got on paperwork, right? But they want you. I told you, want me to train who? You gonna pay me some extra? Then don't nobody call on Tina at work to pay to train nobody unless I'm getting training pay. And then you talk about that training pay. See, they play this stuff about black people being argumentative and stuff like that because fuck that. Everybody demand your worth. Because they tell you them same corporations got you working for 15, 20, even $30 an hour, and they making millions. They can take 2 of them millions and give each one of y'all at a company a little bit more. Y'all make that company. They want to play this don't go on strike, and then they come with the union so they can control what you striking for. Let's go through this level. Did you ask this and that? These motherfuckers know humanity. They know justice when it's okay for them. You see how they going? You see how quick they pulled them white supremacists off the flying list, this and that, because they was attacked. 5 of them died. We've been dying for years. And it's in statistics that show how many of us is murdered. When it shows that black people are not murdering cops or nobody, so how do they get the excuse that they fear for their life? Y'all keep letting these people who do not represent you sit in this government seat and you, a black person. No, I need a black person with the feeling that I feel. So when you write down that paper and when you go before the Republicans, you and them Democrats, you say we ain't about them games no more. My people need help. Fuck all that other shit. But see, we playing games because they got half of us over here, half of us over there, half of us over here. That's why I said when I was on one place and I'm saying my nation, excuse me, it's not my nation, it's our nation. The nation is like a UN. They got a United Nations. I'm trying to build a platform where we're a United Nation. Let's unite all our black militant groups. Boom, that's our military. All our educational and nonprofits and all that stuff that's black. Boom, this is that. We got to have an umbrella to bring us all under. That is what's the missing. That's what the ancestors are saying. Do you not see that we all over, and we're fighting supposed to be for the same cause, but they keep dividing us and we don't be together enough where all of us say no. So that even when it come down to Grandmaster Jay, even now when it come down to anybody of our people that say they for us, let us handle that among us. But we don't even got a place to gather. We don't even got a place to call our own because they keep us separate. And everybody don't fall under the same umbrella. Everybody don't want to be a militant group. Everybody don't want to go out here marching and protesting. Everybody don't want to give out food. Everybody don't want to be this. But they got us with Christianity. The Christians over there, shout out to Christians. LBGT black people, you over there, shout out to you. You notice how you don't get to face or nothing, but you get to be in the club? Except for the club of wealth. Except for the club of security. Except for the club of love. Except for the club of community. Except for the club of bouncing your dollars between the people who look like you first. How come we don't own some of these islands? Why you gotta be a star or shake your ass or do something that they get it and they get it that to get something and it's 1 or 2 of us, but yet they get islands, they get elite schools, they get titles, all these jobs and stuff they made up. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to our maps. How come we ain't asking the question, white people, why did y'all change the maps that we already had? How come y'all won't pay us back reparations? How come Bill Gates and all these Amazon, he the biggest landowner now? How come people like Kamala, why we even if she did, people like Kamala already been in office? We got Marina, we got the Cortez people. You got all these people of color. Let me get somebody who look like me, who from where I'm from. So when I come up here and talk to them, I ain't got to practice my words. A lot of our black people from the streets, Jeff Bezos, thank you. On the biggest landowner. Why do white people own more than they'll ever live for in their life? That is the ultimate greed. Any religion should see that. How do you believe that religion and God is blessing them? How do you believe that they're going to have all of this here and when they die, they're going to have all of that out there? That is man-made mentality. That is man-made lies. You should not even want to believe that. You shouldn't want that in your life. You know what I'm saying? We need to find, how come we don't know our ancestors? Like I said, we all our ancestors. All of us here, we all our ancestors. They talk. How come we get courage and we mad and we want to fight, but they don't give us nothing to fight for? So we all a nation. We all a nation. We just different branches all over. How come we don't own resorts that white people could come spend money? How come it ain't no choice? How come we gotta vote for Democrat or we gotta vote for Republican when both hands got blood on it from destroying black people? Because we accept it. Y'all listen to them affirmations and stuff. Y'all listen to them motivational things when they say, we are to blame for where we're at. We are to blame because we allow it. We have allowed this mess to go on for so long. We have allowed it. But we shouldn't allow it no more. We should not allow it no more. We let them lie to us. We let them kill our children. We let them sit up here and kill our children and debate on if they killed our children. We let them kill our elderly. There's so many stories that we don't even, they don't even keep a database of how many police murders. They're just now keeping up with it. Even they even got it where their police can erase their records after so many years. Something that is so serious. They tell you what is serious and they have you cheering and stuff. They don't tell you our humanity is more serious. Y'all keep playing this game and it ain't getting nowhere, and they don't care because they creating all the wealth. So when America caves in like a black hole, they go blend in with friends. They can tell you they not white, but if they go in there and don't open their mouth, them people look just alike. And if we came, they will stand out. Why? Because we different. But they want to play. Kamala can go blend in. By the time you look at a picture of Kamala and all her white family, you got to pick her out. Her hair's always straight. It's not no perm, boo-boo. That's the difference. We need to stop going by things that look. That's why we eat. That's why they it's so fake. They even got us eating fake food. You see all that mess with China? How they make all that fake food out of plastic and people eat it because the brain is accepting it. But when it gets in the body, it doesn't no good. Let's admit the fact that we black people were dying more when this pandemic came because of the unhealthy conditions that we're pushed in. When I can show you a film, and I'm going to show you my videos when I put my documentary together, how these people live. When they wake up to golf courses. They wake up to guards. They go snuggled in their bed at night and they wake up to their fresh green air and stuff. And then me and you, we got to fight to get out the projects or the poor area. We get the old houses that they had in the 1800s in our communities. We get to fix it up. Some of us make it. But I'm talking about the bulk of us that the America depends on being their dishwashers, their servants, their criminals, so they can have their free labor to take care of the states, so that they can pay these state politicians who only work 1 or 2 days out the week, and we pay them. Then they get the rest of the money out of us with this BS traffic laws and stuff. And they're saying it's for the streets when everybody in the universe and all the countries, statistics say America has the worst streets in any country. America is not advanced because you cannot keep being on a racist, greedy level. The other people in their country, they know who they are. They ain't got, the people in their country, they not fighting to change their country. They're coming over here, getting our money. We over here being occupied because we're the strength of black people. They're robbing Africa. Everybody's building their castles with Africa's sand, from the people to their resources. And Africa is starving all over. And everybody is just cheering for Joe Biden and them right now. I'm a little bit confused here. Because next week you're going to be talking about, say his name, the police done shot him in the side looking out the window or something. Don't we just had a black boy shot him at Walmart because black people obviously stand out and you can't hold a gun because you're never going to supposed to have anything that equivalates to white power. White people could have guns, and you see what I'm saying? That's right. But you know what? We'll have to leave them. Harriet Tubman did not get her freedom by going to keep arguing with the same people. I already done got in my mind, even if I start the nation, there's only 10 of us, then it's 10 of us that's we're going to make it till we're never looking back. Even if it's 10 of us, we're 10 of us that's telling the truth. Even if it's 20, we're going to get some land. We're going to start something because we need peace. We need fairness. We need meditation stations for our children. We are on a platform of white supremacy, and we have no space to be different on. They give us a platform to be the thugs, the strippers. Look at the awards we get. They put us on these platforms. They give us no other choice but to be that. And then when we make it, it's they cheering because they can't believe you made it out of the white supremacist traps. They like, well, wow, first black one that made it through the traps. Let's say it what it is. Let's call it what it is. First black, it's two black people who made it through our first line of defense. No reading. Second line of defense. No education. Third line of defense. No food. The fifth line of defense. We gonna make a war zone around you. You get there each year. Look at this. Look at what's going on. Come back in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Are they allowing me to have it again? You know, this is what I'm saying. We don't have a choice. We got to keep putting up with this kind of stuff. Why? Because they ain't never gave us a chance to own our own and choose to do business with them. We can have our own YouTube, but they own all the money. They own all the platforms, so they give their buddies the chance first. That's what white supremacy is. White people first. That's what white supremacy was. White people first. And every time black people put themselves first, it's a crime. It's a problem. You got to explain why you explaining your oppression to the oppressors who can wake up in their morning, wake up every day. They not waking up in their neighborhoods every day saying, oh, why is the black people not here? They have been given an excuse. You're not there because God cursed you because you did something bad, and they are the supreme beings, and that they're blessed, and that y'all are just idiots and stuff, and that's why you don't have what white people have. That's how they summed it up. They're not going to tell you because their ancestors robbed your motherland. They stole you from your culture. They bred half of us are descendants of people who were bred on slave farms. But all our black men at the age of 10 were separated from their parents. So most black women only seen their sons up to the age 10 or 11 if they were lucky. Half our children were snatched and kidnapped, still being snatched and kidnapped. You see so many Detroit women missing, African women missing. They're using us as their parts. They're using us alive. They have us in a trance. We wake up every day. We go to work. And we still get that same old break on Sunday where we get to praise their God. And we sit in the same church. We read the same Bible. But our churches are storefronts and hole in the walls and stuff. And theirs is cathedrals. And then when our people need our light bill paid, we go to the big old white churches and sign up for the toys and stuff for the same. This is the same God now that they praying to. God don't see nothing wrong. God ain't cursed white people for their humanity against animals and a whole race genocide. But no, they cursing you for some reason. Black people believe they curse, and now you gonna go and you believing in the same guy. And somehow this little white man and a couple of other white thieves went on a cross when nobody else heard them, but some white man was able to record them up in the sky on a cross. And these people decided that Jesus said he was forgiven, even though nobody up there with him and stuff. And we run around believing all this mess that a white man and you need, they make you so you should, it should be an insult to your intelligence that you ain't even know that Egypt is in Africa. And they just now told you when Trump was here, he just named Jerusalem the capital of whatever. I mean, they're making up history. They're doing what they want, and y'all are playing part of it. When your ancestors, didn't they tell you that Egyptology and History Channel, they got that as aliens and stuff? When it's evidence, you look like the people in the pictures. You look like these motherfucking people in the statues. You look like the people in the drawings. They won't even show you all this other stuff that they got. Gold figurines. All kinds of stuff that's so expensive that the Vatican, that's how the Vatican is so rich. It looks just like me and you. And if it do look too much like us, They turn the heads this way so you won't see the braids in the back. They shoot off the noses of each statue. The statue could be in perfect, pristine condition, and somehow the motherfucking nose shot off. They over there lightening up the statues, lightening up the paintings because it's black. Anybody know when you take bleach and let me rub it a little bit across the black a little bit, it turn red. So they rather include the lighter skinned people like Kamala Harris, the lighter Indians, and make it look like they do it. Anybody but the real people, but the real black people. And we keep playing this Santa Claus, Easter, the zodiac signs. We are all, when one of us, the Christian, the Islam, the Muslim. The Muslims do believe they're gonna get young girls when they die. I mean, you saying you believing in something holy, but your hope is so that you can have sex. Is that not kind of messed up that you're thinking? And everybody's okay with their religions. That it's okay that you can say forgive me and murder a whole bunch of little girls and kill and rape them, but yet me and you gonna sit in heaven and be together and we're gonna sing to this white God. Does that not insult your intelligence? You are God. You got to get up and eat every day, just like I got to prepare this food. If the prayer worked like they claim, food would come up in my mouth and I wouldn't have to do something about it. I would starve to death if my ass didn't get up and do something about it. You're going to keep being enslaved. You're going to keep being pawns in Monopoly game if you don't get up and do something about it. If you don't stop looking at your brothers and sisters as your enemy and you keep forgiving your oppressor, we're never going to get nowhere. You're going to have to swallow the pill of truth. It hurts. It's big. It doesn't taste good. You know how like you had to eat your vegetables? Some stuff for you don't taste good. You have been seduced. You have been tricked, bamboozled to think that everything that tastes good is good for you. Because that's why a lot of us are obese. Me, I'm trying to get back healthy. Because the stuff that tastes good is not good for me, but I still drink it. I still eat it. Because I have to reprogram my mind. I'm aware of it now, but I got to reprogram my mind. We have to start thinking of nature. That's what spirituality is. Nature and science. If you believe in science, you will believe in nature because you can't outdo science. Nature and science says man or woman, no one is greater than the other. Yes, the man is the strength because the majority of them is like that. But there's a lot of little men and there's a lot of big women. We're different. Some women are smarter than some men because everybody has a role. Nature put it where you're not greater than the other, but you all need each other. That's what nature is saying. The white man came in and he took that and took control of that so that he wouldn't have to provide anything or give anything to this nature, to society, to the society of the world. So he robbed and have everybody in society letting him and his seeds live comfortably. And that is why they always fearing for their lives. They're not fearing for their lives. They're fearing for their comfortability. They're fearing because they don't want to share. The white man came in and taught that you hoard stuff. You don't share it. They don't have a community sense. You cannot go to nobody white and they don't have a trace to no tribe or community. You do. So they don't have a community heart. That's why it's different with them. That's why they got to study. They don't belong here. You know it. They know it. That's why they cannot stand in the sun without our man-made creams. Nobody is saying we don't like white people. We're just saying the truth of what they're yelling white supremacy and supreme being when their studies show that black babies develop and are smarter than white babies. They know we do more. We our brains function more with visual. That's why we need pictures. That's why we'll go with symbols and colors. Theirs is more logical. That's why they like lines and words and all that paper. We're different. We need to know about each other. They don't want you to sit in the classroom and do that study because then all the lies that they told, you will turn around and you won't be feeling inferior to Susie. You won't be feeling sorry for Susie. You won't be looking at the white man as God. You won't be, the white won't be looking good to you no more. You will look at the white woman for what she is. Stringy hair, your hair is dying. Your follicles is like dog fur follicles. It's almost the same. That's scientific. You will look at the species, each one for what it is, and understand why. Then you will, that's why they took away from our tribe, because our black men only wanted to breed. Most tribes only want to breed with the best of the best. They got our black men breeding so they seed can look mixed, and you don't understand the game is to wipe you out. You used to be in a tribe and you wanted to breed with strong, and you wanted to have a strong black seed to pass on your seed what it is on the inside, not no damn name. They got you passing on names to be proud of now. They don't. They took the pride. You had to. They wanted you to be war. You had warriors. You had to hunt for the tribe. The hunters come bring the food. The other people prepare it. Then the other people tend the houses and the children. It's a community what we had, and we could still do it. You didn't have to do it in primitive ways, but we would be advanced now, like we were when we had Black Wall Street. It was the same way. All our talents came together, but they stripped that from us because they have no tribal heart at all. There's no white tribe you can bring up. Every time you think of a white man, he's alone. He's in ice. He's going through nature. His fur growing into the fur he wearing. Not trying to be funny, but look at their history. Look at their pictures and look at yours. Look at what you can find. I can go out there right now. There's tribes that look like me and you. They'll never find themselves. They're always searching and searching. And they just admitting that this is a black planet. They are receptive. Their genes reflect from the sun. They burn. We absorb. That's just science. If we walked around and knew that we are part of gold, that we wore stuff for a reason. We wore gold and ruby, just like they know to get the laser. They don't even know how we cut the stones to make the temples. The pyramids didn't even look like that. The pyramids was basically white, had limestone, diamonds, rubies, titanium, platinum, diamonds. They stripped them down and built their castles over there in Europe with it. The queen is wearing our jewels in her crown. They supposed to give half of the stuff back. They don't let me and you keep up enough with the real news. They got you playing this current news, because if we had our own space, we wouldn't even have to fight with them. We don't want to be in your streets for your police to harass us. We don't want to be in your streets to sell no drugs, because we wouldn't be around your drugs. You don't have no way to drop it off. If we had our own places and spaces, we would have guards at the gate. Then wondering why these white people, why you want to come in? What you want? What business do you have here? We don't want nothing you got. They don't want us to do that. They always in our business. They always in our lane. We got to remember that. We wouldn't have to sit up here and worry about Susie and Becky and Karen. We'll build when their houses won't look like nothing, because they won't have us building it for them. They give us a little space for a few years, we're going to have cathedrals as houses. They know we do it big. They know how we do it. Why we can't get our own materials? Our skin, and the science show we from Africa and in the Caribbeans and all the stuff that come with us. Those are our things, from the fruit to the trees to the land. How come white people are benefiting and sending money back over to their European countries from France, Spain, all of them? And then they got me and you wanting to go see the stolen goods. When I see here my people, they be like, I can't wait to go to France. I can't wait to go to Paris. Oh, well, why don't you go see the heads that they got on the wall from our black people? While you at it, go look at all the stolen shit. Before you go to France, how about you read the book? And when you go to Spain, how about the Spain tell you how they raped? And that's why you the Indians and stuff. Tell them how Spaniards and the Arabians are the first ones that enslaved you before the white people took over. If you're going to go for the whole thing. Stop eating half the sandwich. Eat the whole thing. Like they say, eat your vegetables. If you're going to eat the whole thing. Kamala is a joke. It's a blasphemy. And anybody that accepts it, and then you out here, when Breonna Taylor was sleeping in her bed, because if she was a white woman, what would have happened? We would have heard something. We would have got justice, right? Want to know why? Because Breonna Taylor doesn't look white and Breonna Taylor doesn't look like Kamala Harris. Let's talk about it. We the only people who had the brown bag test. Well, I do my podcast. It's Straight No Chaser with the Queen. It should be around. I'll have it in the comments, but I've been mainly just been here on YouTube. And sometimes I am Queen on Facebook. It's called I Am the Queen. You'll see my thing. Because I had to get off my other pages because they kept wanting to shut them down, shut them down. Then let me tell you what they did to me. I had to write Facebook for me to use them. They had to identify. I had to use my real name before, which is not fair because a lot of us are activists out here. Why, if I have to identify myself on their platforms, but yet they can have all these trolls that's harassing us every day? That's what I'm saying. We don't even have. They make sure we're not able to have our space to separate from them because they want us here. They want to keep blaming us for what they do. Hey, where you been, LeVar? I'm about to get off. They want us to keep blaming ourselves. They, like I said, they had a problem with everything that's different. They had a problem with anything that's different. Why? The evidence speaks. They have a problem with animals. Anything that's different, they want to eat it, cut it, fuck it, taste it. You can tell. It's on their walls. It's evidence of them eating us. Every time they used to lynch black men, they ain't just lynch, they cut off their balls and stuff. They used to set fires because they always getting pieces of the black people to take home. This is true. They used to cut our throats and put the man balls down his throat, and then they telling you, oh, somebody, they tell you Cuba and everybody else is bad. They don't want us, black people in America, to form together, because if everybody and black people in America get it together, the rest of the world get it together, because we are the people that they look upon, and we are the parents of the future. We are the new gatekeepers. Yep, exactly. Let them have the cookout, because we're gonna make our nation, and we're gonna give our own names, and where their names and their titles are irrelevant. If we stop going to their award shows, it'll be irrelevant. Only people who say that the things that white people have is worth something is white people, because they make sure we follow the value. We fight over it. We wear it. And as long as the black people approve it, white people sit back there. Look at the stores. You ever used to go to the grocery store and something was cheap or affordable, and every time you buy it, then you go back and like, dang, the price high, and they pull that inflation shit? No, they realize that your black asses is buying it, so they're going to increase the price. All these people care about is greed. Greed and lies. And that is their culture. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed night. I'm getting ready to take it in. We'll be back in here. I might go live tomorrow when I'm out, because I'm trying to put this together, this film. It's just a mess. They wouldn't be in their sports. That's right. We had our Negro leagues. They got rid of them. They made us sell ourselves to them. Martin Luther King had a treaty with the government. That's why he's there. We don't want to admit that. I appreciate y'all. Love you too. Love you too, Blackfoot. We just got to take this truth pill. Pass, like, share, pass it on. We just going to have to swallow the truth. Until we get people that look like us and feel like us. Feel like us. Feel like we feel. The people that they censor. That's who we need in office. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed day.